Hey guys, this is Dr. Cliff here again. Just going to go through real quick how to get into D2L. Hopefully most of you already understand how to do that, but I just want to make a quick tutorial to show any of you who haven't done that how to do that. So first thing we're going to do is open up Internet Explorer, and up here on our address I'm going to type the direct address for D2L. It's elearn.mtsu.edu, and you see that brings us to the D2L screen. Of course, most of you probably want to save that to your favorites. And then your username is going to be your pipeline username. That's the MTSU pipeline username that you were given. Mine is C. Wellborn. The password for D2L is going to be your pipeline password. Mine's something. And as soon as we do that, you're going to enter into your D2L homepage. Yours is going to look a little different than mine. Of course, mine is set up for an instructor. Yours is going to be set up for a student. But one of the things you want to notice is there's going to be a column for My Courses, and any courses that you're registered in are going to show up there. For most of you, there's going to be 2 courses each semester that you're enrolled in, and you're going to select whichever course you want to go in and see. So I'm going to do that for our course. Right now there's just a development shell for the operations management course they're going to be taking with me. Eventually that's going to be a completed course, and that's what you're going to see when you go in, but I'll show you what it looks like at this point. So once you select the course, you're going to go to the home page for that particular course. So each course is going to have a different home page. They should look similar, but of course they're all going to look a little bit different. Mine has a picture of me, so you know that you're in the operations management course with Dr. Cliff. This first screen is a news page. That's where your instructor can put any kind of news items that they want you to know about, and I'll try to use that pretty generously, letting you know what's coming up each week for our course. Different instructors use this news section differently. And then here up in this top blue banner is different tabs, and you're going to use these different tabs to go to different parts of D2L. And I guess one of the first things you probably want to do is go to the Content tab. So in this course, and I think probably most of the courses you're going to take, this Content tab is going to have all of the course material other than maybe a textbook that you're going to need for the class. So you can kind of see how I've structured our class. I've structured it into modules. This first one actually isn't a module, but the actual course materials in modules. The first section is introduction and course materials. So here you're just going to find some general information. There's a welcome video. Everything here is a link, so if you click on this welcome video, it's going to pop up the welcome video that hopefully most of you have already seen. Next one's about Dr. Cliff. There's just a PDF there that, again, you could click. That PDF would pop up. There's a discussion board. We'll talk about that here in just a second. The syllabus, just kind of reference material up in here. Then you see there's 5 different modules, and they're the major topics that we're going to talk about in this class. Module 1 is productivity and capacity. The little clock that's shown here means that it's only open from a certain amount of time. This module is open from October 15th through October 28th. And then Module 2, it has to do with Lean, October 29th through November 11th. Module 3 is Six Sigma quality improvements. You can see the date there. Module 4 has project management. Module 5 is supply chain management. You can probably tell I don't have everything filled in on Module 5 yet. That'll be filled in by the time this class starts. There's different activities or different types of links here. If you look like within a given module, there's here's a PDF. You can tell by the little icon there. So that's just something for you to read. There's exercises. There's cases. There's postings, so those are things that you'll have to do. So you're going to find videos on here just for you to watch, maybe a YouTube video or video that I've saved into D2L. Some of it's things for you to read, and again, exercises, cases, and discussion postings are going to be here, and that's what you're going to think of sort of like homework for you to do. Let's go to one of these discussion boards, because that's really the first thing that pops up here. I have an introduce yourself discussion board, and you can see that discussion is also listed up here in the banner. We could go straight to it from there, but we can actually go right to this introduce yourself discussion board from the content tab. So it's just going to be a link that's going to take us from here over to this discussion board. Okay, so that pops us over to the introductions discussion board. I got a little bit of instructions here. Let's all introduce yourself or introduce ourselves. So I give you some instructions about what I want you to tell the class, and you can see that there's already one posting there, and that's my posting, so I've done that. For you, there's a couple things you need to do when you go to these discussion boards. One thing is read all the postings, whether I created the posting or whether one of your fellow classmates created the posting. If you want to reply to a posting, you just click right there. So if there's something that's in my posting that you want to comment about, you hit reply and you can post there. This is kind of like a chat board. Maybe some of you guys have used these for other sites. When you're ready to create your own, you just click compose, and then you create your own original posting. I just closed that discussion board, and that took me back to the content page. I could have just gone to discussion by using the tab up there at the top, and you see there's a couple of discussions there. We went to the introductions. That was the one we were just on, tell about yourself. But there's other discussion postings that'll come up that have to do with productivity and Lean and Six Sigma and project management. The discussion topics are going to follow our content topics. I'm going to go back to content again. We're going to have some exercises and some cases that have to be done. Again, you might kind of think of those like homework assignments, more or less. And we can get to those one of two ways. You can get to them right through the content, and that's what I would recommend. If you just work through the content section here, if you just kind of go line by line, that'll take you to everything you need for the course. Anything you need to read, anything you need to watch, anything you need to do is going to be linked through this content page. So for my class, that's the best way to keep up with what needs to be done, is to just go through this line by line sequentially. I have some placeholders, so not everything is actually developed here, but we're going to say when it's time for a productivity exercise, you would just click it from content, and it's going to take you over to that productivity exercise. And you can see right now it just says incomplete, but when you do that, once the class begins, there's going to be instructions there for you to follow, and it'll explain what that productivity exercise actually will be. Again, we could get to it from the tabs up at the top, and that's going to happen in Dropbox. Dropbox is for any kind of case or exercise that I've assigned. And you can see there's quite a few of them. I try to label them either exercise or case. And what's going to happen when you enter them, your screen's going to look a little bit different than mine. You're going to be able to see my instructions, and then you're going to attach a file. So when you view this from your side, from a student's perspective, there's going to be a link here to attach a file. So you're going to create a Word file or an Excel file. Probably those are the two most common, and you're going to attach that file. And when you do that, what will happen is I'll be able to see a list here of each student's name and the file that's attached with each student's name. The only other place you probably need to look at for this class, for the most part, I'm not going to use quizzes, so you can just sort of ignore that one. Grades is something everyone's going to be interested in. Hopefully everyone's interested in. And again, you can see that I've got quite a bit of it already set up. Some of it's just placeholders. When you go into your grades tab, it's going to show you your scores. Exercises. So we've got some exercises. You're going to have a score for each exercise. Cases. We're going to have a few cases. You'll have a score for each of those. And then discussion postings. We'll actually grade the discussion postings. So whenever you want to see what your grades are, for everything that's been done, you can go to the grades tab. Exercises and quizzes, exercises and cases are going to go in the Dropbox. So anything where you're needing to create a Word file or an Excel file and basically send it to me, you're going to do that through the Dropbox. Discussions are kind of like a chat board that we're going to use. And content is where you're going to find basically everything for the class. You do have an email tab. So when we click on email, you have to be sure that where it says filter by, that you choose all messages. If not, you only show the messages for the particular class that you're in. So like right then, when I clicked on email, there was nothing that was shown, but it said filter by, and it was showing only the messages that came from this particular class. So I wanted to see all my messages, and that's probably what you're going to want to do, is you're going to want to see any message, no matter if it came from an instructor from a different class. We can go back to our course homepage. So this takes us back to our operations management homepage. If you need to get back to your D2L homepage, you go to My Home. And again, all your courses are going to be listed there. You're ready to log out, just click log out, and that takes us back out. Hopefully that'll get you going in D2L. If you got any questions, don't hesitate to give me a call or send me an email.